Today on the Brock Matherne Show, we take a look back at the big 30-28 win over Dutchtown. We acknowledge our Players of the Week and MVP. We look ahead to senior night back on Burnside. We put a bow on the middle school and sub-varsity seasons, and we dip into the mailbag and ask Brock. Welcome to the Brock Matherne Show, your weekly all-access pass to EA football. And now with your host, Eric Brownfield, is head coach Brock Matherne.
All right, welcome back to the Brock Matherne Show. We're back in the studio. It's been a little while. We were in the classroom last week, so we're back. Glad to be back in the studio. And, of course, I'm here with Coach Brock Matherne. And, you know, as we ask you every week, Coach, how you doing? It's week 10.
Man, it's flew by. It seems like as the years I'm in this profession grow older, the seasons go faster. But no, I'm good. I love where our team's at. We're a healthy group, a locked in group, and just excited and ready to see for Friday if we're playing the right ball at the right time. You know, this late in the year, this is when you want to play your best. I thought we played a really good game last week and came out on top, but got to get a lot better if we want to make a run in the playoffs. So we'll find out Friday.
Go. All right, so let's start by looking back to last Thursday and a little game in Geismar here against the Dutchtown Griffins.
Yeah, that was a big time play right there.
Oh, man.
The thing I was proud about is we always kind of kept that 10-point lead to give us some cushion. Dutchtown is a very well coached program, got a good history in itself in such a short time of making, you know, really being like the big brothers of this district the last few years. And then the talent that's been in and out of there. Coach Mastretta does a great job. And then, look, it was a hard-fought, hard-coached game.
Absolutely.
And just proud of our guys for making less mistakes than the other team and being able to protect the football. I always talk about that turnover battle, and we was able to create a bunch and not give up many. So proud of our guys for sticking to our philosophy of just trying to do the little things right and going out there and just playing our game, as you see right there, putting a 6'6", 308-pound quarterback back there to run.
Not exactly rocket science there. Put him in and let him fall over the goal line.
Doesn't take a genius, huh?
We saw you in your jacket there a little bit there. A lot of people were talking about the jacket. We got some comments on that.
Shout out to Mr. Jason Blackburn. He hooked me up with that last year, and I've been waiting to pull it out. And last Thursday we had a little colder game, and I got to wear that thing. So it's one of my favorites. One of my favorite Spartan attire that I have.
It showed up from the press box. You know, from the other side.
Bright yellow sleeves.
Yeah, you could see it. You can always tell where you were. And you mentioned the turnover battle. And when you look at the stats here, I was looking at the game stats. They ran 13 more plays. They got 121 more yards. They had 9 more first downs. We were even on third down efficiency. You start looking at it, and you're like, well, we were kind of even on penalties. It's like, well, where does this work? All the stats point to a Dutchtown win, and then you get to turnovers. 3 for them, and we have that little dash that shows 0.
Yeah.
That's a great illustration of just how important that is.
Well, and then when you're able to take the opening turnover, and look, we've been kind of this way all year, and this defense is young. It's 9 new starters, and I think they're just starting to hit their stride of playing some really good football. And I think if you don't look at the scoreboard and you don't look at yards and you're just watching the game, I thought our defense played extremely well. Started it off with a scoop and score for a touchdown. And look, I'm big on things like, look, the first team to score usually has a high percentage of winning the game, but also the team that wins the turnover battle usually has a high percentage of winning that game. And that's things that we stress is that we want to start faster than them. We want to finish faster than them. But ultimately, we want to protect the football. We want to take the ball away. We want to be able to execute blocks. And then we want to be able to get off of blocks and tackle. So we try to make sure our kids understand the game don't really change. The fundamentals stay the same, and those are really the key things to winning ball games.
100%. All right, our players of the week, we're going to start on offense with Jeremiah Merriweather, a familiar name.
Yeah. I mean, this kid, he does it every week. I got to talk to him a little bit this week just about his effort, right? Like the effort he puts, the work he puts in at practice. Like yesterday, I'm praising him over. We was just running a shift in a NASCAR And for those out there that don't know what NASCAR is, we just like tempoed the offense a little bit just during that period. And he's full speed in his motions, full speed in his shifts, full speed getting to his next possession. And I'm like, that's what greatness is. That's how you become great, is you do everything. You know, it's that saying I tell our kids, doing the right things the right way all the time, giving that maximum effort. And he's just reaping the rewards of his work. Had another big game for us on Friday, and just extremely proud and happy for that kid because he deserves it.
I'll never forget what you just said there about going full speed in that practice rep, just on emotion, you know?
Yeah.
My first year, I was Boo Pulele was a freshman, and of course he's a legend here.
Yeah.
And his first rep, you know, we're just doing a regular mesh drill. They're all just taking off from a stance, and we were running split back veer then. And the first time he ever came out of that stance, number one, he hit me in the side because he was tight as he should have been. Everybody else wasn't. But the other thing was I could hear the grass tear under his cleats. I had never heard that before behind me. And every rep he took was like that. You're tearing up grass, you're tearing up the ground. You could always see where he'd been working on the field because it was just a mess, you know.
That's what I told Jeremiah. Similar deal is I got to play with my brother in 2008 when we won the state championship, and I told him that effort that he's putting in at practice right now, like that was the same way with my brother at quarterback, is he felt like he was playing a Friday night game against one of the best quarterbacks in the state on Monday and Tuesday. And it was just all-out effort, all-out competition. And I told him when you're able to do that, the rest of the team has no other opportunity but to get better.
Absolutely.
So, again, he's reaping the rewards of his hard work, and I couldn't be more happy for him.
Speaking of hard work, Cameron Stone, Defensive Player of the Week. This is a guy who constantly impresses within the program and hasn't cracked the Player of the Week yet. He did it in week 9, but that was not a fluke. That's something that's been building throughout the year.
Oh, yeah. Look, Cameron Stone is whatever you say he's going to go do. We call him a mute. I think I might have in 2 years heard him say 3 words. But he is a physical football player. And look, our job as coaches is to put our kids in the best spot for them to be successful on Friday nights. And look, we had him at linebacker majority of the season, and then really kind of made a change to start bringing some guys over from offense, and decided to put his hand in the ground this week. And he felt like he was at home, felt comfortable where he played the last 3 years. And it showed. He had a great performance for us and really set that edge at defensive end and got after the quarterback, got after the running back, and just played like the Cameron Stone we all know.
Plays bigger than his size for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely plays bigger than his weight. Absolutely. Special Teams Player of the Week, Dawson Landry, a familiar name as well.
Yeah, Dawson's another one, just like those last two. I mean, the way Dawson plays is the way Dawson practices. And being able to coach him these last 2 years, look, it's what you see on Friday nights is what you're getting on Monday and Tuesday. And we gave him the Special Teams Player of the Week literally based off the fact he was the first person down on kickoff, first person down on punt. I mean, he was made some big tackles for us on kickoff, and he just plays up to our standard. He's like a poster boy for our program, and he's an example that when you do things the way that him, Jeremiah, Cameron do, you're rewarded for it within your play, and then you get a nice Player of the Week shout out.
There you go. And now we got our team MVP, and it's Bryson Martinez. What a game!
Yeah, I mean, for him, it's been really like these last 4 weeks, last 3-4 weeks that he's just been on a different level, and he's doing everything to help the team. Right? It's he's playing tight end, he's playing fullback, he's playing receiver, he's getting in at quarterback, and now he's playing some defensive line for us. Just proud of him, and I just said this to another reporter about him, just talking about his character as a kid. I think this doesn't get recognized enough when it comes to a guy like Bryson Martinez. He has all this notoriety around him, right? He's an LSU commit. He's ranked in the country at his position. And the thing that pleases me the most and makes me smile the most is that he has like a whole new love for the game again. He feels like he's a kid, right? He's an offensive lineman that's getting to play all these different skill positions, getting to play defense, getting to play special teams.
It's a dream.
And just watching him his last year of high school, man, it's just fun to see him loving the game and having fun out there playing. You could just see it even in the practices. The practices are so much different from his perspective than it was last year, and he's trained the right way, practices the right way to be able to play all those things for us and not come out the game. And then the last thing I'll say about him that really made me go with Team MVP of the Week is that this whole season, you know, he's denied interviews. He's really not made it about him. It's been about his team and his teammates and us getting this program back to the playoffs and getting a run at a state championship. So just kudos to him for just being a team player in that aspect, and couldn't be more proud of him for the performances he's been putting on. And I told him I hope he got 6 more left in him.
Let's hope. All right, so I know you don't like doing this, but we got to do it. The people want to know. So it's the district standings, and here we go. Next week we'll just be able to say, hey, here's the final deal. But we do have a couple of scenarios we got to go through here. So the people do want to know district championships. While they're not as important technically anymore, you don't get PowerPoints for them anymore. You know, they don't decide where you go in the playoffs like they used to do. They're still a very important part of the culture of high school football in Louisiana for sure. So we're tied with Denham, pretty obvious. We're on top there. Of course, with the head-to-head matchup, we're technically, you know, in the lead there on that. And if both of us win Friday night, then it's a shared championship that, you know, we would claim, you know, since we have that head-to-head. But they also get a share. The crazy thing is if Denham loses and we happen to lose, then you have a 4-way tie. As long as Dutchtown beats Live Oak, you would have a 4-way tie across the top there.
Insane.
And it'd be a 4-way shared championship. Yeah. So it's kind of wild there. But we don't break ties of records. So it's just a matter of getting the best record. So if the Gators can beat Denham on Friday night and we beat Walker, then we're outright district champions. So there you go. The more important thing is those numbers above those logos.
Yeah.
And that's the power ratings. And it's so tight right now from 1 to 20.
Yeah, that, everybody's close.
Oh, man, so much could change.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we're looking at, you know, we could, based on Walker's record, and we're about to look at in a second, that could actually hurt us power rating-wise if we happen to win the game. Of course, if we lose the game, it would definitely hurt us to losing to a team with 8 losses. You know, Denham Springs could go all the way up into the top 5. There's just so much that can happen. So it's impossible right now.
Yeah, to predict it.
Yeah. So I just wanted everybody to hear you say that. Like, you can't say for sure who.
Yeah, we have no idea what's going to happen.
So it's just going to be a matter of, first of all, taking very care of business on the field Friday night, and then, you know, watching some websites and getting some scores and seeing how it all shakes out. So it could come down to a Sam Houston Barb game 2.5 hours from here.
No doubt.
So
I could expect our coaches group message to be very live this weekend. But you said it earlier, and I wanted to stress the importance of this because I talked to our kids about it right before I came up here. Look, I know I stress a lot, and I think I said it on this show before. District championships, you go buy a T-shirt. State championships, you get jewelry. Both of them leave a legacy. You get an opportunity to get this team's name up on a banner in the gym. And then you put yourself in an opportunity to host a home playoff game and give yourself and be able to tell yourself, like, look, we did everything in our power to put ourselves in the best position possible to go make a run at a state championship and add a banner to the school that's never, you know, that never existed. But when it comes to the district race, for us, we just want to win this game. We want to be playing our best football going into the playoffs. But also from a competitive standpoint, if there's a title behind it, we want to win it. And if district championship's what it is, then, you know, we want to go win it, and we want to leave our legacy at this school of the 2025 Spartan football team. But bigger than that, we want to be playing our best ball, go out and play a great game versus a very good Walker team that's a few plays away from an entirely different record. So that's a good football program we got coming in here with a good coaching staff, and we got to be playing our best, and that's the goal, play our best. That way we can roll into the playoffs knowing that we at the right spot.
There you go. Another thing we can say for sure, we win, we get a share of the district championship, if that matters a lot to you. And also, if we win, we are guaranteed a home playoff game. That's much more important right there.
No doubt.
All right, so here we go. The Walker Wildcats. Let's take a quick look at what we got here. Number 39 in the power ratings, 1-8. They do not look like a 1-8 team on film
at all, man. They are a big physical. They play hard. They have a great scheme offensively. Defensively, it's hard to determine what they're doing because they do what they do so well. kind of all over the place. And man, look, it's what this district is. It's you said it earlier that if we have a certain scenario where we'll have a 4-way tie, and it's like, yeah, that's about right for our district. Yeah. It's just such an even district, and you got to show up to play every single week. And look, this is a very good ball club that I'm sure is looking to put a little sadness on our season. And we got to be prepared to play the right way and make sure that we live up to our core values and go out and execute and do whatever it takes for us to get a win that Friday night.
It is important because we realize this is their last game no matter what. Yeah. So we will get
for sure.
Their
We're
best
get
shot.
the best they got.
And it's also senior night, of course. So we want to make sure you say a little something about this senior class here. So we'll save that for the end of the show. All right. So we'll quickly look at our sub-varsity here. At Walker last night, the freshmen fell 32-26. Very even game, very highly competitive game. They played really well. And then JV won 14-6. So any thoughts on those guys as we wrap up those seasons?
Yeah, 9th grade, I talked to them after the game, told them, like, look, there's no playoffs in freshman ball. The whole reason for this, and I know they don't understand it just yet, but they'll understand it when they're juniors and seniors, is just the development of our program. And I thought they got better each and every week. Tried to get them to understand of not looking at the scoreboard, just focusing on winning one play at a time and getting them into the same things that we do on the varsity level. But I was just proud of the maturity that they grew with. We got a good bit of them. We're gonna bring up to varsity to be along with us for the playoff ride and give them that extra week of practice and hopefully a few more extra weeks. But I'm just really proud of that group. I think they could be very special. They lock in and learn how to work the right way. That group can help us build this program into what we believe it could be. And then JV-wise, proud of those guys for finishing their season off the right way, dealing with a ton of injuries throughout the JV season. And look, the thing about both of those things is we are, like, everybody's playing.
Yeah.
We're trying to make sure every single kid is getting some reps, getting some film on there for us to evaluate throughout the offseason. And just really proud of the fact that in both 9th grade and JV, like, you look at those scores, we're competing, playing everybody. And it's never a deal where it's like, oh, well, we just want to win the freshman game, so we're only going to put our best 11 in.
Right.
You never know. I just told this story a few days ago to a younger coaching buddy of mine that, I try to encourage him, and I said, look, I think one of my best moments as a coach is watching the kid that when I was a young coach, I'm like, man, I don't know if this kid will ever make a snap on a varsity football field. Nevertheless, play college football. And you pour in the time to those kids, and when you literally say you treat them all the same and you coach them all the same, when that kid that you had no expectation of turns into a meaningful starter for you and even has the opportunity to go play NAIA ball. Like the kid I'm talking about that I got to coach, I never thought that he would ever get on the field, and he ends up starting Mike linebacker for me as a defensive coordinator his senior year and played 4 years of college football. So that was you just never know the way these kids develop, so you want to make sure that you're developing all of them.
Absolutely. I've seen more than a couple freshmen end up being starters their senior year. Who maybe got 20 snaps their freshman year. It's amazing just to stick with it. All right, so quickly we got our middle school minute here, and not a lot to talk about besides Central and Gonzales played last Thursday night, same time as us, and we streamed that on Huddle Fan, and we're gonna put that on YouTube. We got a good video from Coach Lambert to put on YouTube there, so we'll do that. So 8-6, Central beats Gonzales and wins a share of the parish championship. I think it actually shares with Gonzales and Dutchtown. I think all three of those are 7-1, from what I understand. So just a little word there on these teams, and of course Central took it this year, but both teams had an amazing year. Both end up 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it all throughout the year and on the show, is just how excited like this community should be because of look at this. I mean, both of our feeder school programs are 7-1. They're playing for the championship. They both finished with the same record, and look at the score of the game. I mean, we have a bright future at East Ascension, and I can't thank both coaching staffs enough for what they pour into those kids. I'm gonna go be visiting them sometime this week to congratulate both of them on a great season. And man, I know that's a emotional game. That's kind of like our Santa Mon game, right?
Yeah.
They have a little rivalry, but the beauty of it is they all know they're going to be Spartans together, and it's fun when you get them and they get to combine together and they on one team. And I think the biggest thing you take away from this is both teams were very well coached. They run disciplined programs. They do things the right way. So our freshman program is going to be getting some really coached up kids.
Oh, absolutely.
And then some really talented kids to go 7-1 in that league. That league has a ton of talent. So just congratulations to both schools on a great season, and congratulations to Central for getting that win. Couldn't be more proud to be for them two to be our feeder schools.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're the big winners and all that.
There's no doubt. No doubt.
All right. So mailbag here real quick. We got a quick mailbag question, and it goes back to rivalry after the Dutchtown game. So the question is, with a rivalry win over Dutchtown, it's the first time these seniors beat Dutchtown in their career. How do you push that forward into this game on senior night and then into the playoffs with those seniors proving that they can beat Dutchtown as they did last Thursday night?
And I think the big thing is just of the culture of our program. We don't really talk about that stuff. Like, look, the EA Santa Mon thing is something that it's just in the air. You know, you can't avoid it. There is no avoiding that. You have to talk about it. You have to get your kids' mindset right for that. For the Dutchtown deal, it was like, look, the week before we put an embarrassing performance that we know is not us, and we wanted to show that we could compete at a high level, we can win at a high level, and this thing has been, since that loss going into these last 2 weeks, have just been about us getting better and making sure that we're playing our best ball for the playoffs. So. And even after, look, we celebrated in the locker room. I think we celebrated more because, look, winning's fun.
Right.
We knew how talented Dutchtown is, how well coached they are in their program history, but it never really was a talk about Dutchtown. It was all about us. And we talked to him yesterday about that, of it being a you versus you battle, or you waking up every day asking yourself, and then, you know, going and doing the things that it takes to make sure you're getting better every day for the program. And our kids are doing a great job of that. And yeah, I guess the short answer is we're looking at Walker. That's been our team's mentality. And look, this has been, the last 2 weeks have been some special Monday and Tuesday practices. So excited about getting out there Friday and being able to perform in front of our home crowd.
Speaking of that, you're going to have to find that white shirt. I mean, it's been a while since we've worn white. You know,
it's been a while.
Kids have been in white for a month now, but coaching staff has been all blue here for a whole month. All right, so Ask Brock this week. This one's an interesting one. So we're going to get to use the graphic here, and what we're going to do is we'll just go from the top left. We'll go across the top row and then across the bottom row here. And your question is. It's going to be kind of a word association. The question was a little different, but I got to adjust it here to make sure we can get this in time. So you're just going to say the first word that comes to mind about each guy on the screen there. So
okay,
no preparation. It's just the first word that comes to mind. So we're going to start up top with Coach Skanes.
Coach Skanes, man, I have a bunch of words I can say about him. He's been a part of my life for a long time. Just perfectionist of his craft. I don't know anybody that works harder than that man. So I guess perfectionist would come out first.
All right, here we go. Dane Chapache, what you got?
Mad scientist. That dude can I've never been around anything like it on the offensive side of the ball. Just mad scientist.
It's fun to watch. All right, Coach Robbie Martin.
Big Papa. No, he's like the grandpa, the dad of the coach's office. Always gonna make you laugh, but just extremely knowledgeable in the game of football. But you know, you need people like that, like him on your staff, because he's unseen it all. So, yeah, Big Papa, that's what we call him.
All right, Coach Rich. How about Coach Rich?
Experienced. Yeah. Experience, has a ton of knowledge. Extremely blessed to have him on our coaching staff. He's been one of the biggest assets to this program since I've been here.
Speaking of experience, Coach Sonny.
The Godfather.
Enough said.
The Godfather.
Said. All right, so we go from old to younger. So Landon Lalonde here. What we got?
Landon Lalonde, man, spark. Like, I think he's like the spark of our coach's office. No matter who we playing, no matter what we're doing, I mean, he's gonna find a way to make something funny. But let me tell you, he's got so much potential in this profession. He's already a great coach, but he's gonna be a very special one. He's got the right mindset for this business.
All right, we got Coach Langlois there in old Dutchtown Griffin.
Crazy. No, that dude's intense, man.
Yes.
He's another one. I'm extremely happy he's part of this family, and man, he gets after it. You don't ever have to worry about energy when it comes to him.
There we go. Speaking of getting after it, Jordan Anderson.
Yeah, energy. That dude has a passion about this game, a passion about coaching. Young, looking forward to just helping mold him into the coach we all know he can be. He has the right mindset for it, and he's around the right group to help him be the best coach he could possibly be. But he brings the juice. I told him before, he don't realize how important what he does on Friday nights is. Right. I mean, he keeps that sideline going.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we got Coach Darius Carroll on the bottom row here.
Brother. Yeah, that dude's been my best friend since diapers. We like the bad boys, right? He says he's Mike Lowry, and I guess I'm Martin Lawrence. But no, man, he's been with me. He's been my defensive coordinator ever since I've been a head coach. And when I was a defensive coordinator, got him to come coach for me as a defensive line coach, and we've been together ever since. But that's my best friend for life.
All right, Michael Murphy next.
Most interesting man in the world. Most interesting man in the world. There's nothing that dude can't solve.
All right, Joel Ward, what we got?
I think another perfectionist. I've never seen somebody so hard on themselves. But he's another young coach that, man, he's got a bright future in this business. And another one that we're just extremely happy to have on our staff.
All right, Pedro Galindo.
Learner. Came in never knowing about kickers, and legit took it on his own and just went learn.
We got Miles Malawson right there with the beard.
Oh, vibes. He brings the vibes to the coach's office, always playing music. He can be intense, but he can make you laugh. Another one that's just every single year. We've been friends for a while now, and every single year I just watch him just get better and better at that offensive line position. So he's another one. I'm glad he trusted in us to come down here and be a Spartan.
Second best beard on staff there.
Yeah.
Brad Taylor.
Food. Never seen somebody eat as much as Brad Taylor.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm impressed.
Just a great coach, though. Great coach, great man. But, man, he could eat some food.
All right, we got Coach Alvin there with the hat on.
A great person. Man, Alvin makes me feel very bad about, like, everything. And he don't even mean to. He's just, like, the perfect human being. I'm like, dude, you say things, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Or just his willingness to learn and everything else. Man, he's a special human being that I aspire to hopefully be as good of a human being as he is one day.
Amen. Yeah, if he's mad, you know it's bad.
There's no doubt.
You know it's bad. All right, well, there's me up there. Yeah, and
oh, yeah, the voice.
There we go.
The voice. You hear him everywhere, but I think something that this community probably already knows that I learned is that you're a historian of the sport. And you have a ton of knowledge of this game, and look, we can't thank you enough for all you do for, especially our program and the football program, but just athletics as a general.
It's a lot of fun, and people love it here, and it's fun to be a part of it. It's fun to be around long enough to see these things happen.
Sure.
You know,
for sure.
All right, so final words. Let's give it to your seniors here. The class of 26. Your second senior class, but a team that you've gotten to know much better than last year's class, of course, having that extra year. So your final words there, the regular season, to the seniors here.
I think first thing that comes to mind, just talking to the seniors, and if y'all watching this, I'll tell you again before the game and after the game is just thank you. Thank you for buying into us, buying into what we're trying to accomplish. And then man, I'm just proud of y'all. Proud of y'all for buying in and working to go leave your legacy and be the building block of what we want to accomplish here in the future. So overall, class of 2026, thank you. I learned a lot more from you than you know, and excited to keep this journey rolling with y'all.
There we go. All right, so that journey is going to continue this Friday night on Burnside, back on Burnside. As we face the Walker Wildcats, we invite you to be there, be loud the entire time. We got 2 dozen roses. We're going to be blasting into the third quarter. We got a little surprise for that coming a little later, maybe. We want to thank you for joining us here on the Brock Matherne Show. And for Coach Matherne, this is Coach Brownfield saying, go Spartans.
Go Spartans.